Ethan found the letter 3 days after Sophie was gone. It was tucked inside her favorite book, the one she used to read to him on rainy evenings, her voice soft against the sound of raindrops on the window. He hadn't touched the book since the funeral. He couldn't. Every object in their small apartment still smelled like her, like lavender and old paper and the faint trace of vanilla from her morning coffee. But that night, unable to sleep, he reached for it anyway. Maybe he needed to feel close to her, even if it hurt. The letter slipped out and landed softly on his lap. His name was written across the front in her familiar handwriting, the loops of the letters slightly shaky, as if her hand had been trembling when she wrote it. He sat there for a long moment, just staring at his name. Then, with fingers that wouldn't stop shaking, he opened it. My dearest Ethan, if you're reading this, it means I'm no longer there to hold your hand the way I used to. I'm sorry. I know this is going to hurt you, and the last thing I ever wanted was to cause you pain. But I needed you to know a few things. Things I was always too afraid to say out loud, because saying them felt like admitting that one day I would have to leave you. Do you remember the first time we met? It was raining, just like it always seems to be in our story. You spilled coffee on my favorite jacket and apologized about 100 times, and I pretended to be annoyed, but really, I was trying not to laugh. I went home that night and told my sister I had met someone who made me feel like I'd known him my whole life. She laughed at me. She said, "You just met him an hour ago." But I knew. I just knew. Every single day after that felt like a gift. The mornings when you'd make terrible coffee and pretend it was good. The nights we stayed up talking about nothing and everything until the sun came up. The way you always left the porch light on for me, even when I told you it wasn't necessary. You never listened. I'm glad you didn't. I want you to know that loving you was the easiest thing I ever did. It was never a struggle, never a burden. You made my life feel full, even on the hardest days. Even when I was scared, even when I was in pain, I always felt safe with you. You gave me that. Not everyone gets that in life, Ethan. I got to have it with you. I know you're going to blame yourself for things you couldn't control. Please don't. You did everything right. You stayed by my side through every appointment, every late night, every bad day. You held my hand until I fell asleep, every single time. If there's a version of heaven, I hope it lets me watch over you, just to make sure you're okay. I need you to promise me something. Promise me you won't stop living. I know that sounds cruel coming from someone who is asking you to keep going without them, but I mean it. Fall in love again if your heart ever feels ready. Laugh until your stomach hurts. Travel to all those places we used to talk about. The lighthouse in Portugal, the cherry blossoms in Japan. Take pictures. Send them to the sky if that's the only way I can see them. You once told me that love doesn't really disappear, it just changes shape. I believe that now more than ever. I'm not really gone, Ethan. I'm in the songs we used to dance to in the kitchen. I'm in the smell of rain. I'm in every sunrise you watch from now on. Look for me there. Thank you for loving me the way you did. Thank you for choosing me every single day, even when it would have been easier not to. I got to spend my life with my best friend, and that is more than I ever dreamed of having. Take care of yourself. Eat something other than cereal for dinner. Call your mother more often, and please, when you're ready, leave the porch light off. I won't need it to find my way home anymore. I'll already be there, in everything around you. I love you. I have always loved you, and I always will. Forever yours, Sophie. Ethan pressed the letter to his chest and closed his eyes. Outside, rain began to fall softly against the window, the same gentle rhythm from the night they first met. For the first time since she had gone, he allowed himself to smile through the tears. I love you too, he whispered into the quiet room. Always. He reached over, turned off the porch light, and for the first time in days, he slept peacefully, as if someone was holding his hand through the dark.